गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Jnaneshwari Bhavartha Deepika, chapter 18, verse number 30, and we are looking at Satvik Buddhi. And the verse goes, Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye bandham moksham cha yaveti buddhi sa partha satviki. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. Pravritti is what? Its involvement in the world of duality. It is the karma marg. What is nivritti? It is withdrawal from the world of duality, and it is the sannyas marg. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye bhaya bhaye. And so Satvik Buddhi is that Buddhi which recognizes the Nivritti Marg and the Pravritti Marg. So, do we recognize within ourselves that whatever your activities are they going to involve you in the world, or are they going to make you withdraw from the world? Think. So, Satvik Buddhi is that which can distinguish this. So, and now you know, and then knowingly you get involved in the world when our age is that of Vanaprasth, then there is something wrong. Such a person will not be stress free. There will be no peace for such a person. See? Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. We were on OV number 710. So that buddhi which recognizes involvement and withdrawal, what is to be done and what is not to be done, what leads to fear and what leads to fearlessness, all these things. And what else was there? Bandham moksham cha yaveti. And what is, and that Satvik Buddhi is also that which recognizes all these pravritti, nivritti, karya, akarya, bhaya, abhaya. Out of these, which leads to bondage, bandham, and which leads to moksha, liberation. So that is your acumen, your approach. Not continue to justify, but isn't it my duty to take care of my child? Today only someone told me, one couple, they called their mother from India, and the mother, Mom, you come here, and they have a paraplegic child. Paraplegic or some, not a complete, totally dependent on, can't talk, can't walk, can't eat, nothing, can't speak, nothing, just lying in the bed. So they called the mother came, mother said, why will I? It's okay, no, it will be help for us, this, that. She sold everything in India, came here. This is what is involvement we are talking about here. Her intuition was telling her not to go, and she tried delaying it again. For 2 years she delayed. Eventually she gave in to the son. Came. Within 6 months, the daughter-in-law made her life hell. Made her life hell. And then she came to someone's house. She said, "Can you please buy me a ticket to go back to India? I want to just get out of here." And then when she went away, so we have to know how much to involve and how much not to involve. And to think that it will not happen to us. It may not. Maybe this circumstance does not happen, but something else may happen. But every parent will think only like this, that my children are not like this. And be friendly to everyone, but maintain your independence. That is very important. And you will maintain your independence only when you have this sattvic buddhi, by which we are able to determine what is leading to bondage, attachment, eventually misery, and what is that involvement. Is involvement in the world going to lead me to liberation, or is my involvement with japa, sadhana, contemplation, satsang, is that going to lead me? So choose wisely. So that's sattvic buddhi. Anyway, 711th OV we have to read onwards. Pai agimazi na righave athavi na ghalave धगधगीत नागवे शूळजेवी काकाळिया नाग धुंदुवातू देखो नी न घालवे हातू न वचवे खोपे आंतू वाघाचिये तैसे कर्म अकरणीय देखो नी महाभय उपजे निस्संदेह बुद्धिजिये वाढिले रांगुनी विखे तेथे जाणीजे मृत्यू न चुके तेवी निषेधी का देखे बंधा तेजे मग बंध भय भरिती तिये निषिद्धी प्राप्ती विनियोगू जाणे निवृत्ती कर्माचिये. He says in the 711th verse, O Arjuna, let's read a little bit before, because I have quickly finished because it was already time. We were looking at before that was from 708 to 710. This intellect of sattvic quality is inclined in the performance of obligatory actions and knows also the actions which are not fit to be performed. So karya akarya, that was the point. First was pravritti nivritti. Second set of part of the verse is karya akarya. Karya means those what actions we must be involved in, and akarya, what action we must not be involved in, prohibited actions. Not fit to be performed. So for example, you are in grahastha, and you are in grahastha. When you are in grahastha, it is your duty to take care of your children, earn some money, to put food on the table. As a sannyasi, what is my duty? If I also start competing with you, that I have to get this house or that house, I have to get a BMW, I have to also find different ways of means of survival, then what type of sannyasi one is? See? So, how much to involve? Is it that I am talking and I'll keep talking the whole day? And then for next 1 month I am offline. So when to involve, when to withdraw? Lot of you must be remembering this. When you go to the seat of contemplation, which is the toilet seat, you get involved on the toilet seat, but you don't know how to withdraw. Come away from there because it's the most peaceful time in your whole day. Huh? So, so someone just now sent me a SMS. I think yesterday I told. What is that? You can become a chaplain in Australian government. So then he called Swamiji. This is good for you. It is. Who is going to decide? You are going to decide what is good for me. Huh? That is not our cup of tea. Who specific for me personally, not to get involved. Another person said, "Please sign this petition. We are building this some statue of peace in India, and some petition has to be signed." And I don't do all those things. Are done, but I got burnt, so I withdraw. See, so you have to recognize how much, and no more now. So be friends with everyone, but don't get attached to anyone. Have relationship with everyone, but don't become emotional with anyone. And that balance you have to, because maintain. And how will that get maintained automatically without thinking? When you are clear about what your goal is. And what is your goal? Bandham moksham cha veti. It comes now afterwards. What is that? Bandham moksham cha yaveti. He who knows what leads to bondage and liberation. Are we clear? What is our goal in life? Then only the resultant actions, resultant involvements or withdrawals will be directed by what your goal is. As regards those actions which are performed with a motive or which are tainted because of their being prohibited, the intellect does not turn to them. So this we have seen even in the karma also, and when the karta was talked about, who is a sattvic karta, who does not perform desire motivated actions, isn't it? Same thing is told here again. How many times? Now 3 times it has told. In karta it came, in sattvic karma it came, and now sattvic buddhi also it is coming. So have the acumen. Buddhi is this acumen, this intelligence, the ability to discriminate, that am I falling into, am I wanting to perform this action motivated by a desire, or am I doing an action because it is the right thing to be done? That is what this particular moment demands. Or is the motivation the result? Is the motivation that the result of this action will give me greater fulfillment? Or which are tainted because of their being prohibited. Nidra, alasya, maithunam, pramad, ahar, all these tamasic ones. How much to sleep and when to withdraw from sleep, we should know. How much to be involved in exercise and when to withdraw from exercise, you should know. Today I went for a 4-kilometer walk. By the time I said, nahi, sab अच्छा है, थोड़ा और चलते हैं. I went a little bit extra. Again the hips started aching, and all the way I had to come back limping. I should have come back from what my normal route is, not try to overdo. And this alertness, this vigilance needs to be we need to be aware of it all the time. Sometimes we'll slip, sometimes we'll make mistake, but keep correcting it. Keep keep aligning yourself with your ultimate goal. We forget. Our problem is, remember in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the mind is of 5 types. What is that? Moodhamana, Kshiptamana, Vikshiptamana, Ekagramana, and Niruddhamana. Moodha is dull mind, tamasic. Kshipta is agitated, restless mind. So, and the third is Vikshipta, which is distracted mind. Majority of the people are in these 3. When you are in sleep, you are in Niruddhamana. There is no mind. And all these 4 are not conducive for moksha. Only Ekagra Chittamana is conducive for moksha. So now, if that is the case, then don't just think I have to make it single pointed. No, you should also avoid giving yourself too many options in life. Live a simple life. Nowadays in China, this new trend has started. What is called? Lying flat. Lying flat is the new trend, and government is afraid of this new trend. Why? People are giving, all educated people, youngsters, and China has very few youngsters, all old population. Old population is that which was under the communist regime. They had government jobs, they had fixed salary. But in 90s, the government removed all that. Now everyone is on their own. There is no security blanket. So this new, the millennials or the little bit older, till 30, 40 years old, what they are doing is, they have made the money, they are educated, the companies want you to slog 8, 10, 12, 14 hours every day. They are resigning from the job and they are going to monasteries, or they are buying a small shop somewhere, milk, like our milk bar and a room on the top, and apna main aur mera milk bar. And this trend is because they want to lead a stress-free life. Today, the government has determined success means money, success means promotion, success means 2 houses or 3 houses, success means you are driving a fantastic branded car. Success means you are wearing Gucci clothes or Gucci bag or this or that. But many people are moving away from it. Now the government is in trouble because the workforce will reduce, and old people, they cannot do anything. But it's an authoritarian regime. Let's see what happens. So these youngsters, they are using their sattvic buddhi. They are moving towards peace. Are we moving towards peace in a democracy? With all the freedom, are we moving towards moksha, making the right decisions, choosing wisely? This choice, the buddhi is where the choice is. This choice is only available in the human kingdom, not in the plant kingdom, not in the animal kingdom, not in the God kingdom. No choice. The sun god has to continue shining. He cannot say, I want to be cool. Forget it. Brahmaji has to continue functioning till the end of time as a creator. Vishnu till the end of time has to continue functioning as the maintainer. Shiva has to continue functioning as a destroyer. You can be all 3 or none of them. Choose. Go beyond, transcend. This choice is available only for the humans. Don't waste. Mm. The intellect does not turn to them, and they are not fit to be performed, and are fraught with the fear of rebirth and death. When we do prohibited actions or we perform prohibited actions, they lead to rebirth, they lead to the cyclical life. What is cyclical life? It's don't have to go for rebirth. I can tell you rebirth here only. Every time you eat food, after that you give a burp. Oh my God! Today also I overate. Rebirth of that thought. Every morning you get up late. Rebirth. Okay, today also I got up late. Every new year you make a resolution and don't follow it. Next year again rebirth of that resolution. You understand? We fall into this trap day in and day out. All we have to do is keep recognizing this pattern and choose wisely, correctly, intelligently, veti, intelligently. And this fear does not come when we are indulging. When you are drunk, there is no fear. It is only afterwards you get the fear. When you get a liver cancer, then you will have the fear. I don't want to die. Why did I get into all this? When you are smoking in your young age, and making circles, it's all fun. You go into the casino, it is all fun, and put the money in the slot machine. But when it becomes an addiction and you start having sleepless nights because of smoking, you start having bad lungs, and that will not happen in the young age. It will only start after 40. But by then it is too late. And then we'll go from this hospital to that hospital, from this expert to that expert. See? Why? We are afraid. We don't want to, nobody wants to die. But these become because we have not resolved it in this lifetime. What is the resolution? The resolution is what is Jeev, what is Jagat, what is Ishwar, what is the relationship of the three, and what is the way to get out and go beyond these three. That is the resolution you have to form in your mind. Liberation just doesn't mean hoo. No, all this must come in, is encapsulated in that. There's no doubt about who God is. There's no doubt about what individual is. There's no doubt about what world is. There's no doubt about the relationship between all of them. Then liberation happens. Or as a result of liberation, the knowledge will be there. Some people have it the other way around. Some people, we are studying, so we have to have the doubt-free knowledge about all this, and we keep moving towards the ultimate goal. Fully recognizing there is no movement required. Because we are that, what we are seeking right now, we are that. Aham Brahmasmi. Anyway, from the 711th, O Arjuna, one does not enter into fire or leap into deep water or seize a red hot impaling stake in his hands or touch with one's hand a hissing cobra or go into a tiger's den. He's given so many examples. Why he has given so many examples? The world of relationships and possessions is like this. This samsar means relations and possessions. Don't think sansar means the world, the travel, the money. No. Sansar means relationships and possessions. Sansar means the world of duality. And if you get pravritti, if you get involved in it, what is it like? It is like one entering a fire, or one leaping into a deep water, or one seizing a red hot impaling stake in his hand, or like a touch with one's hand a hissing cobra, or go into a tiger's den. It is like that. You go into a casino, nobody wants to come out till all their whole pocket is empty. Why? Because I think that one more if I put, I think I'll get my return. It's a intoxication. Drug is an intoxication. Those who inject themselves, it is intoxication. The intellect feels mightily afraid after seeing such actions prohibited by the scriptures. If we have, remember, yesterday also this topic came, faith in Ishvara, faith in Guru, faith in scriptures, and faith in yourself. So here, if we will accept what the scriptures are saying only when we have faith in the scriptures. If scriptures are saying that relationships and possessions, the world of duality, is like all these examples, then now our approach should be not ऐसे थोड़ा ना होता है relationships are like a fire or deep water or like a hissing cobra है, ये तो कुछ ज़्यादा बोल रहे हैं. Because Gita is becoming too emotional, I think. Jnaneshwar Maharaj is becoming too emotional. He didn't marry, but we marry. I don't feel my family is a cobra for me. That they are ready to poison. I gave you one example just now, no? About that lady. Another lady, she was a zamindari from Kolhapur, came all the way here. Her children, both doctors in Melbourne. Or one engineer, one doctor. And every year they used to go to meet a huge Rajwada, 15 cars, 30 servants, and she's alone. And that's her family. And these two sons, Mummy, you must come and live with us. We are never going to come to Kolhapur, this, that, and please come. And she refused. Eventually, one day as she was getting old, at around age of 70, 71, 72, she gave in. Sold everything. Gave all the employees were well taken care of, brought all the money, made the will to the two sons. Okay, now I'm coming. She came. She was kept in the granny's flat by the younger son, and the younger daughter-in-law persecuted her because she's used to 30 servants every day. She calls for everything. She doesn't know how to cut or boil milk or make this or do that. So little bit mess. And the younger daughter-in-law is waiting when this mother-in-law will 6 months are over. 6 months over, immediately packed her up and took her to the elder son. Within 3 months, the elder daughter-in-law made sure she went into a nursing home. Someone took me there. Swami, this is her story. And within few months after I met her, few months or few weeks, she passed away. Didn't live for more than 3-4 years from the time she came to Australia. See the prarabdha, or see the choices that she made. She felt that my children, my son, my grandchildren, my daughter-in-laws, they're the servants more loving than her own sons. But every parent, every person thinks my husband will take care of me, my wife will take care of me, my children will take care of me. Today I went for a walk with one lady. And this lady, she's telling me about her son. He is also a doctor. Swamiji is getting married and he wants to get, no, he's not getting married, he wants to. So I told him, you have to decide. But he's in love with someone who, not love, but friendly with someone who's not Indian. It's okay, nothing wrong. But she says, "Oh, I don't, I will not. If I am to stay with you, I will not. No meat cooking in the house, not even egg. So you have to decide." I said, "Why you are putting a emotional blackmail to your son? He's 31, 32 years old. Let him get married to her, and tell him to go and live. You live independently." You have enough money, you have the job, you have a house. Let him go and make his mistakes. Why you are telling him that I will not live with you? No, no, no. She says, I made sure that he knows where I stand. I said, then it is okay. But you don't depend on him. Because how they will turn out in the future, we don't know. We don't know. जोरू का गुलाम बन गया तो जोरू का गुलाम, those who don't know, if he becomes a slave of his wife, then he's dancing whatever his wife says. And then this mother will, if she is like a kebab में क्या बोलते हैं, हड्डी में कबाब के कबाब में हड्डी, कबाब में हड्डी. She is the spoiler in that house then. No, stay independent. The more distance you maintain, the more love is maintained. The more familiarity is there, the more taken for granted, and then tiff and taff, it will go on. If children are far away, then the love is maintained. Love increases. Then they say, "Oh, Mummy, I missed you." Yeah, I also missed you. Now, okay, it's time. Now go to your home. I got my sadhana to do. Be very clear. The intellect feels mightily afraid after seeing such actions prohibited by the scriptures, and that's why many people do not want to study scriptures, because the conclusions with which they have been living in their life are challenged by scriptures. That's why they feel afraid. And those who have been coming to satsang at home here, you must have seen over the years, many people have come and then they go away. They don't come back after 2-3 satsangs. So I have even seen people come once, at the end of the satsang, for half the satsang they will sleep because they cannot handle. The acumen is not there, the focus is not there, and then they will ask some questions and they will never come back. Because your wrong conclusions of life are being challenged again and again and again, and we are being woken up to the right way of living, to the right approach which will help us as a human being. And if we don't recognize that, then nothing can be done about such a person. But Sattvic, we are studying Sattvic Buddhi. Sattvic Buddhi recognizes this. Why? The scriptures say it is wrong, it is prohibited. I will not get involved in prohibited. Akarya karma. So I will not get involved in what is akarya. What is prohibited, I will not get involved. See? Not because I like or I don't like. No, because the scriptures say so, because the saints and sages say so. This should be the way our thinking must go. One cannot escape death when served with poisoned food. And what is poisoned food? Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking of duality is poisoned food. Then what is liberation? Liberation is living in this world of duality without compromising the surrender to that one without a second, or living in this world of duality, seeing that it is expression of that one without a second principle, that Satchidananda Atma, that I am, that the self is, or that Brahman is, whichever way you put it, or that this whole world is nothing but the expression of that one Lord. Take it that way also, doesn't matter. That art, that knack has to happen. But for that knack to click in place, just like the Lego pieces, they always click in place. This has to click. Right now, family and possessions, the world of duality, that I am born, that the world is real, this has clicked. Now we have to unclick. We don't have to unclick it. We have to just create a new click. And you know how to make new clicks. You got married, you clicked into wifehood or husbandhood. You had a child, you clicked into father and motherhood. You started your business, you became a bosshood. It clicked. These are different. Suddenly you fall into that disposition and you start playing that role. And you don't have a doubt that I am a mother or not. You don't have a doubt I am a wife or a husband or not. You don't have a doubt I am a body or not. Then why you have a doubt that you are Atma or not? See, why everything else is possible, but when it comes to being the Atma, we make it so difficult for ourselves. See. The intellect feels mightily afraid after seeing such actions prohibited by the scriptures. The Sattvic Buddhi feels afraid, stays away 1 arm distance or 1 kilometer distance from prohibited actions. One cannot escape death when served with poison food. In the same way, one cannot avoid the cycle of birth and death if one performs prohibited actions. And understand, getting involved in samsar pravritti more than required it becomes a poison. Very simple example. I enjoy laddus. I enjoy one laddu. Okay, enjoy. Be happy. No, पता नहीं यार कल मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा. अभी दबा लो जितने दबाने हैं. So 1 laddu, 2 laddu, 3 laddu. By the time you reach 3rd or 4th laddu, that sweet meat has started becoming a poison in your body. By the time you reach 5th one, out of greed, next thing is vomit. Think. I should not eat sugar because I have diabetes. So eat sugar, that sugar becomes poison for you. Same way, overindulgence in anything will become a poison. And that's what I was saying. Be friendly to everyone, but don't be emotional with anyone. Express emotions. Karnataka, हमारे स्वामी जी कहते हैं. Karnataka. That's why the Karnataka came about. Karnataka. Oh, I missed you. You are my most favorite one. You are my darling. Whoever is in front of you. Let them feel best. If someone else is saying, but you just now told me, yeah, that was then, now is this. You know inside you are not attached to anyone. Therefore, you can have this freedom of saying it with abandonment. That you are my dearest. Think. When the intellect comes to realize that such actions lead to bondage, it turns away from them. This is what I was saying before. What to involve in, what to withdraw from. Once upon a time, I used to go to these multicultural commission seminars. Went for 6-7 of them just to see. And I would think, oh, it is a good thing, they are trying to. After 6-7 of them, withdrew. First it was pravritti, went, involved, talked, but very quickly came to know the reality, withdrew. No more. Now nobody calls me. They know I will not come. See? When the intellect, it is not the body which comes to realize, it is not the senses which come to realize. There is no intelligence in the body, there is no intelligence in the senses, there is no intelligence in the mind also. Intelligence is only in the intellect. When the intellect comes to realize, body cannot realize. No, body went into samadhi. My body is only a thought in the mind, in the mind. Okay. And if we take mind as a one element, decisive thought is called intellect, indecisive thought is called mind, thought of the past is called memory, and the one who owns all these three is called the aham, the ahankar. See? So it is that decisive thought, that is the intellect. So what is that? When the intellect comes to realize that such actions lead to bondage, getting involved in unwanted things, not withdrawing before it's too late, not performing what should be performed, getting involved in prohibited actions. See, all these lead to bondage. And what is bondage? Bondage is repeated rebirths, is bondage. If we wake up tomorrow as a father, mother, as I am this body, it is bondage. Remember, truth is available here and now. If we have not caught it, if we are not being it right now, rebirth, next moment is again reborn. Tomorrow is again reborn. We are reborn. After every sleep we are born again, no? With every thought we are reborn. With every breath we are reborn. I'm just thinking widely here. If you understand, it's good. If you don't worry about it. It turns away from them only when we recognize that the resultant of getting involved in wrong things will lead to bondage. So what do we do now? See, we know the answers. You know, if you put hand in the fire, it burns. Will you go and put hand in the fire? No. But can you cook without fire? So what have you done? You have harnessed the power of fire. You are not putting hand in the fire, or if you have a chula, the old Indian style, angithi or chula, you maintain a safe distance and use it for your benefit. That's all. I love fire. Hug it and burn yourself. I love my possessions. I love my relations. Hug it. Gaya kaam se. Keep them at a safe distance. and whatever, whenever it is required to get whatever has to be done for that, you use it. That's it. Maintain that. When the child comes, give them love. When the friends come, give them friendship. When the elders come, give them respect and reverence. When the criminals come, run away. Be indifferent. This is the expression of love. Continuing in the 16th, ऐसे निकार्या कार्य विवेकी जे प्रवृत्ति निवृत्ति मापकी खरा कुड़ा पारखी जिया परी तैसी कृत्याकृत्य शुद्धि बुझे जे निरवधि सात्विक मणिपे बुद्धि तेची तू जाण. He says, just as a jeweler can determine by a suitable test genuine and counterfeit gems, so the intellect also makes a scrutiny of desirable and undesirable actions and then decides upon undertaking them or abstaining from them. Undertaking them, nivritti. Abstaining from them, nivritti. Pravritti was undertaking, getting involved, and abstaining, staying away from them, is nivritti, withdrawal. Abstaining from them respectively. That which knows clearly what is good or evil action is known as the sattvic intellect. So be involved in such actions which benefit not only your mind but the society also. Like this satsang. I know some of you are taking children's classes, some are taking yoga classes, some are taking music classes. It's good. But don't be attached to it. Do it as a sadhana. Do it as a sadhana. But what has happened today? People want to teach music because that becomes their source of income. They want to do puja because that becomes a source of income. They want to teach languages, it becomes a source of income. Everything is, what is in it for me? Why should I do it free? इस चक्कर में से बाहर निकलो भैया. That for everything there is a price. No. Come from abundance. Like the saints and sages do. They don't ask anything in return. Yet they shower their blessings on everyone. But here we are clicked into this thinking that if I get involved, what is in it for me? Can't you be involved in something just for the heck of it, for the joy of it, for the abundance of it, for it is the right thing to do? And because you are not getting anything in return does not mean you do it half-heartedly. We don't teach you half-heartedly. Because even though there is no expectation of return, still there is no half-hearted. It's full of inspiration. Because it is the right thing to do. See, this, I can only say it in so many words. In the end, you have to take this and apply it in your life. You have to invoke that intelligence, the sattvic intelligence, which is able to choose correctly. There nobody, you can ask questions, yes, but in the end you have to make that decision. Every time the choice is in front of you, you're not going to call स्वामी जी which one should I take. अरे एक दो बार कोई बोल भी देगा, पूरी जिंदगी भर थोड़ा ना कोई मैं गधा हूँ क्या? For those who can't understand in Hindi, am I a donkey? That every 2 minutes someone is calling me, so what decision should I do? Should I get married? Should I not? You are in love, you get married, how does it matter to me? Someone asked me, Swamiji, should I have a second child? मुझे क्या करना है यार, तुमको चाहिए नहीं चाहिए तुम डिसाइड करो. इज दिस द राइट एज? हाँ ये पूछ लो, मैं बता देता हूँ राइट नाउ, टुमारो यू शुड हैव. देखो, but our aim is not to bring water to the horse. Neither Ishvara does that, nor any Guru Maharaj does that, Acharya does that, nor any scripture does that. It does not bring you water to drink. It takes you to the source of water so you can drink yourself and satisfy and be fulfilled. That strength has to come in, where we independently, by the grace of the divine, are able to come to the correct conclusion by self-assessment and not take ownership of that assessment. That, oh, by God's grace, I am able to think correctly. The intellect is able to think correctly. By God's grace, the intellect is able to make the correct choices. Don't take ownership. Yet you are thinking. Yet you are contemplating. Yet you are assessing. This art you have to cultivate. That nobody can make you do it. For some people it will happen slowly, for some people, bang, one click and it happens. So, that which clearly knows what is good or evil action is known as the sattvic intellect. Now we have talked so many points. Now you have to keep revisiting this. Listen to it again. Just by when you read this book, for each line, how much extra we have told. See? So keep, every time you read it, you revisit it, something else will click. Now we come to the Rajasic intellect, Rajasic buddhi. Yaya dharmam adharmam cha, yaya dharmam adharmam cha, karya cha karyameva cha, karya cha karyameva cha, ayathavat prajanati, ayathavat prajanati, buddhi sa partharajasi, buddhi sa partharajasi. Together, yaya dharmam adharmam cha, karya cha karyameva cha, ayathavat prajanati, buddhi sa partharajasi. In the 31st verse he says, that by which one knows wrongly what is right. Important point is how you listen carefully. That buddhi with which one knows wrongly what is right and what is wrong, what is one's duty and what is not. That intellect, O Partha, arises from Rajas quality. If scriptures is telling you all this, I think Gita is very complicated. How we will we implement in our life? The Sattvic Buddhi, Sattvic Karta, Sattvic Karma, it is so difficult. This is not practical. Many people have come to me with this. It is not practical. Then what is practical? Yoga is practical. Go do yoga. Lage raho munna bhai. By doing yoga, nobody has ever realized. You can go into samadhi, but you will not realize. For realization, Vedanta is required. And Vedanta is nothing. Nothing needs to be done. We don't know how to do nothing. Okay. If you are addicted to doing, change your wrong notions of life. What do you mean by change wrong notions of life? Read Bhaj Govindam. All the wrong notions are mentioned there. Bhaj Govindam, Govindam, Bhaj Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Rakshati, Dukrung Karane. And there, how many verses are there in that? Hmm. 31 verses are there. But main 12 or 14 are there. Rest is all added by the disciples of Adi Shankara. Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham atmajnana vihina mudaha te pachyante naraka nigudaha. Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudamate, Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram, Dhyeyam Shripati Rupamajasram, Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam, Deyam Dina Jana Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudamate. All these 31 verses are corrections of our wrong notions. There only this verse comes, which I keep. Kate kanta dhanagati chinta vatula kim tava nasti niyanta trijagati sajjana sangati reka bhavati bhavarnavatarane nauka. Bhaj Govindam, Satsangatve Nissangatve Nirmohatvam Nischalatatve Jivana Mukti. Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate. Our satsang is what? Our satsang is serials. The TV serials, movies, gossiping, chatting, revisiting. What do we revisit? We revisit our marriage photographs. We revisit our videos of our children when they were monkeys, kabutars, when they were small. Now they are 30, 40 years old, but we want to visit their childhood. My Pappu, my Kanna, my Chutku. How cute he was. And what is the Adi Shankaracharya saying? Satsangatve Nissangatvam. By going to satsang, you will get detached from all those memories. Because in satsang you get banging. So instead of seeing it as अरे फिर से डांट रहे हैं स्वामी जी, अभी मैं हमारा जो फिजी टेम्पल का जो सत्संग होता है, व्हेन आई टॉक लाइक दिस, सम ऑफ देम, उनके जो प्रेसिडेंट ने मेरे को फ़ोन किया, मैंने कहा आई फील दैट आई एम स्कोल्डिंग यू गाइज ऑल द टाइम बिकॉज दैट 12 खड़ी में ऐसे लिखा है, मे बी आई विल टोन इट डाउन अ बिट. So the president says, no, Swamiji, continue. We are enjoying the banging. We'll come to our senses maybe in this verse or the next class. And I said, what about others? He says, don't worry about others. We are enjoying it. Who are we? The youngsters are enjoying it. Oldies are not enjoying it. Why? Too difficult to change. Too late to change, they feel. देखो. So read, Google Bhaj Govindam and read it. Um, So that buddhi which recognizes bondage and liberation, such a buddhi is sattvika buddhi. Excuse me. See, few things we have to remember. What is that? Uh, when we know whether we are qualified for some action or not, are we going to put our head into some action, get involved in some action, and you know you don't have the capacity, you don't have the tools. Like, I can't do electrician work. No, but I'll try. I'll get a shock, man. I could die. This body can die because of that. So if you don't know, but let me experiment. Oh, Nishad, you don't have the tools, you don't know how ABCD about it, leave it alone. Call a professional. So are we qualified to do a particular action? Second point that we must know is that if I am getting involved in some action, am I ready? What is the result of that involvement? Is it going to give me peace or it's going to give me stress? Huh? All this is people do due diligence, isn't it? This is due diligence. That is it worth for me to get involved? Oh, what actions, the karma that we must perform. But there is always a choice. That is it not my duty? When I went to Swamiji, I had not, this doubt was there in my head. Do I get married or do I study in the ashram? Is my duty towards the truth, towards the Lord, and my duty towards my parents? There was a conflict between these two, and this got formulated when I was in front of my teacher. He didn't ask me the question. I went, you interview me. He said, no, you speak. I said, I don't have anything. अच्छा, बोलो क्या बोलना है, क्या पूछना है. And at that moment when he said, पूछो क्या पूछना है, suddenly the whole thing, the crux of everything, all the sadhana of 13-14 years and all the doubts and confusions, it all melted into this one thought. What is my duty? Is my duty towards my parent more important, or is my duty towards the truth more important? This conflict was there because I never studied the scriptures. Never heard Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Never heard that. Forget about Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Prajnanam. Never. Because any time I opened the Bhagavad Gita, the first, after 2 lines, I used to go to sleep. It was a blessing because I would have understood it all wrong. So the first time I heard Bhagavad Gita was only from the teacher. Many times I tried reading Bhagavad Gita. Only the result was sleep. Within few seconds. So God was protecting me. So when the Swamiji said, "Ha, bolo," so I said, this is my confusion. This is the conundrum I find myself in. What is my duty? He didn't answer what is my duty. He says, so? So? I said, so? You tell me, what do you think? He says, no, what do you think? And at that moment when he put me in that spot, what do I think? My mind dived back towards the self, that I didn't want to make a mistake, or I surrendered to the Lord. Because the urge to study was like a fire. raging within. And at that time I told him that, Swamiji, I think I will focus on studying the scriptures, and after 2 years of studies of scriptures, if the desire is still there, I'll go and get married and I'll be a good citizen. But if I don't have the desire, I'll continue to be on this path. Suddenly, the doubt was within me. The answer was also within me. The teacher did not say anything. I resolved it. But I can't say I resolved it, but in the presence of the teacher, the question got resolved. See, doubt got resolved. This should be our approach. And then when you study the scriptures where they say Matru, Pitru, Acharya and Atithi, then you start understanding, अरे यार हाँ मैं ठीक ही वो correct conclusion appeared at that time. Now it's an experiment going on. The entire life is an experiment only. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose, as our Swamiji says. Only do what is right. And even in that what is right, have the intelligence to be involved, because what is right, is that right with reference to the world, and or is that right with reference to moksha? If it is with reference to the world, it will lead to bondage. If it is reference to moksha, it will lead to liberation. So that will determine your action, what to be involved in with reference to that. What is your reference point? And when you think that way, then these 2 years of COVID, they are a blessing. So much time, such a regulated way my day is going, whole day. I have less time for myself. See? So, with Sattvic Buddhi, our goal must be clear about in our life. Because based on that goal will determine intuitively from within where to get involved and where to withdraw. Like someone invited me, Swamiji, for old time's sake, let's get together. I said, let's get together. If we drink, you don't mind? I said, it's your house. How does it matter if you drink? No, but you don't mind. I said, who am I to mind? It's your house, it's your drink, it's your health. Who am I? I reached there, and the host came with a beer bottle in his hand. The next guest came, he was pouring a scotch. मैंने कहा यार, whole evening I had to spend in this environment. मैं पतली गली से निकल गया. I created an imaginary story that someone is in the hospital, and I got out of that place. Oh, is it not telling lies? No, I have to protect my mind. I don't want to be in that environment. People have to recognize. I don't demand it. I didn't stop them from drinking, but it is not my cup of tea to be present in that type of environment. Even if it is for old time's sake. I choose not to. Because then I am more afraid than the alcohol. I am afraid of the liquid spirituality. That spirituality that will come after a few pegs. So, how much to involve, how much to withdraw? will be determined what is our goal of life. So everyone, shake yourself up before going to sleep every day. Reinforce what your goal of life is and allow the Lord to take care. It will happen. And sometimes, as it was told, bhaya bhaya, and it is true, sometimes fear is required to be disciplined. Fear of God should be there, fear of teacher should be there, fear of death should be there. Then we become disciplined. Don't we tell the child, if you don't do this, I'll lock you up in the bathroom. If you don't do this, we'll give you to the sadhu. My parents used to make me afraid by showing me the Buddhist monks who used to come for bhiksha with the elephant. And you say he is carrying those children who are not listening to their parents. And what was the fear? What was that I had to do? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are 6, 2 fours are 8. I had to by heart. If I don't do that, every week 1, 1, 1, first 2, then 3, then 4. If I don't do it, they'll give. Every Sunday these bhikshus used to come. And we used to be afraid. Oh, फटाफट सीख लो. उनको नहीं पता था कि एक दिन यही भिक्षु बन जाएगा. See? So sometimes fear is required. It is a great motivator if we take it positively and move in the right direction. So now we come to the Rajasic Buddhi. So here Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, what is the time? 8:45. आणि बकाच्या गावी घेपे क्षीर नीर सकलवी का अहोरात्रीची गोवी आंधळे नेणे जया फुलाचा मकरंदू भावे तो काष्टे कोरू धावे परिभ्रमरपणा नव्हे अव्हाटा जेवी तैसी इये कार्याकार्ये धर्माधर्म रूपे जिये तिये न जोजविता जाये जाणती जे का आगा डोळा वीण मोतिये घेता पाडू मिळे विपाये न मिळणे ते आहे ठेविले तेथे तैसे I'll read the whole thing. तैसे अकरणीय अवचटे नोडवे तरीच लोटे एरवी जाणे एकवटे दोन्ही जे का ते गा बुद्धी चोखविशी जाणयेथ राजसी अक्षत टाकिली जैसी मादियेवरी. He says, just as the village of herons, बकाच्या गावी, baka means the bagula ko kya? Heron. Just as in the village of herons they drink milk mixed with water. What is the difference between baka and hamsa? Hams is able to separate milk from water. Baka, he no capacity to discriminate. It drinks whatever is in front of it. So, just as in the village of herons, they drink milk mixed with water, or a blind person cannot distinguish between day and night, or the bee which relishes honey in flowers is ready to scoop the wood without losing its status as a bee, so this Rajasic intellect performs actions without distinguishing between merit and demerit. This is the shortcoming of the Rajasic intellect. Without the pros and cons, without the merit and demerit. Is this action going to lead, is it a what do you call thought block? Is this action going to lead to merit, meaning punya, or is this action going to result in papa, sin? This thinking is not there. Then why do they do the actions? I like it, therefore I did it. I want to. It is my wish, it is my desire, I like to. What was the sattvic one? Sattvic buddhi does not decide on I like or I dislike. It decides on basis of what is right and what is wrong. Rajasic fellow, he gets involved in anything or does not get involved in anything because of his likes and dislikes. No discrimination. Where there is no discrimination, there is precipitation of likes and dislikes. What do likes and dislikes result in? Joys and sorrows. Sukha dukkha. And what does Gita say in second chapter? Sukha dukkha same kritva. Remain equanimous in joys and sorrows. See? If a person buys pearls without proper inspection, he can hardly secure the best ones. He will definitely get the bad ones. So if a prohibited action does not fall to his lot through a happy chance, it is left out. If a prohibited action does not fall to his lot through a happy chance, it is left out. Otherwise, his intellect treats both kinds of actions as equal. What are both kinds of actions? The prohibited actions and the accepted, non-prohibited ones. Both. For him, action is an action. The whole motivating factor of performing action is like or is the desire. And desire expresses as likes or dislikes. I like it, therefore I will do it. I don't like it, therefore I will not do it. This is the big drawback of the sattvic buddhi. It is not based on right and wrong. It is not based on intelligence. In the Rajasic Buddhi's eye, everything is the same. Every action is just action. See, when we study 3rd chapter, 4th chapter Bhagavad Gita, there we say that action is neither good or bad. Now such a buddhi will use that. There in Bhagavad Gita they said action is not good or bad, it's the attitude which makes the action good or bad. So what is wrong if I like it? This is the devil quoting. So if a prohibited action does not fall to his lot through a happy chance, it is left out. Otherwise, his intellect treats both kinds of actions as equal, just as one invites the whole society to a ceremonial feast without considering whether they are worthy of it or not. That intellect which does not know how to choose between pure and impure actions is Rajasic intellect. Now you just a little bit of take yesterday's story of Nachiketa. Nachiketa has the sattvic buddhi. What the father is doing? Is he having a sattvic buddhi? Does he become a sattvic person just because he did the Vishwajit Yagya? Does he become a sattvic person just because he is giving away all his wealth? But what wealth? He is giving all the old non-milking cows, non-reproductory cows as donation. Why? He wants to keep the good ones, not for himself. I am not wanting anything. but for my son. See, this is how they justify. I'm not keeping it for myself. I don't want anything. I've done the Vishwajit Yagya. I'm giving away everything. Isn't it my responsibility to take care of my young son? He's only 7 years old. He's only 7 years old. Then why did you do the Vishwajit Yagya where everything has to be given away? A Rajasic Buddhi. Why? A desire. Desire motivated. Wants to give donation. But the best donation, he wants to keep it for his son. Once I went, you get all examples in our profession. Once someone called me, Swamiji, please come. 20 years ago, Swamiji, please come and do Ganesh Puja. I said, hey, your mother has passed away. You have to do Shraddha. I don't do Shraddha. I don't know how to do it. You go and ask. I can get you some priest. No. We just want you to come and do the Ganesh Puja, and that will be our prayer for our mother. मैंने कहा यार इनको and educated people, great big psychiatrist, psychologist or psychiatrist. I did the puja, and then they asked me the question, Swamiji, we have, and they run some orphanage back in India. They have a trust, and Swamiji, we have decided that for our mother we will not feed the Brahmanas. They are corrupt anyway, so we are going to feed all the homeless people and orphans in India and poor people in India. Why they want to do that? Because Brahmins are corrupt anyway. See the attitude. Are there no Brahmins? Are there no people in the society who are dedicated to the Lord? Those who are sattvic? Invite those people. We are not saying Brahmin by birth, but those who are of good character, those who have very high moral standards, those who are Godwards in their disposition, they are Brahmins. Call them, feed them. What can an orphan bless your mother for? What will the homeless people on the streets of Melbourne? They don't even know who your mother is. Are you going to say, I am doing this because of my mother? No, they are just interested in their next meal and fill their tummy. No blessings. But these modern thinking people, no, this is the new way. I feel Shraddha and all that is all outdated. I said, good luck. What can you say to such educated fools? She is a doctor, he is a psychiatrist. And the mother was a great what you call sevak for Swami Chinmayananda. Great sevak. But if you believe they have all brought up in that system, still this type of thinking. So we have to, what is right. By your arguments and wrong conclusions, the right, the wrong does not become right. But Rajasic Buddhi, because it is lacking the discrimination of right and wrong, it takes all actions in the same vein, in the same flow. And as we said before, the motivation is the desire or the likes and dislikes. Now we are already next verse. We can read the next verse and see it in our next class. 32nd verse. Adharma dharmamiti ya, adharma dharmamiti ya, manyate tamasa vruta, manyate tamasa vruta, sarvarthan viparitanshcha, sarvarthan viparitanshcha, buddhi sa parthatamasi, buddhi sa parthatamasi. Together. Adharma dharmamiti ya, manyate tamasa vruta, sarvarthan viparitanshcha, buddhi sa parthatamasi. That which obscured by darkness, mistakes and wrongs to be right, and all matters in a perverted manner, that intellect, O Partha, arises from tamasic quality. So what is this tamasic buddhi? We will look at in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.